Hello viewers, up to now we are done with 4 sessions. Still, if you didn't complete those videos, first complete those videos which I have provided link in the description. If you have any of your friends who is struggling to learn the technology, please help them by sharing these videos. First, subscribe to my channel Brilliant Minds and press the bell icon for more notifications. Follow us on Instagram page. Let us start the session. Welcome to my channel Brilliant Mind. Hello viewers, today's concept is data types. Before talking about data types, can you tell me where are we storing the data? We are storing the data in a database, which is in the form of tables. In tables, what you will be having? You will be having rows and columns. In rows, we are going to store the records. In columns, what you are going to store? Attributes. Let me discuss more about these columns. Now, we have to follow two things in columns. What are those two different things? First, you have to keep the column name. And next, you have to give the data type for that column. If I give the data type for this particular column, it will handle only such type of data. For suppose if I give numeric data, it will handle only numbers. If I give string data, it will handle only strings. If I give character data, it will handle only characters. Let me take one example to explain about this. I have two different columns. One column name is name and another column name is age. In name, I'll give Naresh as one record. And in age, I will give 25 as one record. For name, the data type what I have given is character data type, which means it will allow only characters. For age, the data type what I have given is numeric data type, which means it will allow only numbers. Instead of that, if I change for name, if I give another like a number as 26, it will not allow, because for name I have given character data type. In the same way, for age, if I give any string like Rajesh or Mahesh, it will not allow, because for string I have given numeric data type. Only numbers it will take. Now let us start constructing a proper table. By using that, for which column we can allocate which data type, we can learn it. Now, how to create a table? To create a table, first you have to create the table name. How to create the table name? For that you have to give one command, create table name. If I take one example as student, I'll be giving it as create table student. Immediately after telling this, one table name gets created as student. Next, what we have to do? In table, we'll be having rows and columns. Now in the next step, we have to create the columns. How to create the columns? To create the columns, you have to give column name and data type. For suppose if I have 4 different columns, column 1 I have to give and next I have to give data type. Column 2 I have to give and next data type I have to give. Column 3 data type. Column 4 data type. In this way, we have to give all column names and data types also. Next, here we have to segregate the columns. How to segregate these columns? By using comma, we are going to segregate all these columns. And next step, we are going to keep all these columns in parentheses. And those parentheses I am going to close with semicolon. This is the proper structure of a table. Now, by using this process, we will start constructing a student table. In student table, what are the properties of the student? Which are nothing but attributes. Student ID, student name, age, marks, phone number, PAN number. These all are the properties of the student or not? Now, by using this, I have to create a column. Now, these all are nothing but column names. Column name, student ID is one column name, student name is one column name. For these all column names, I have to allocate data types. Now, after allocating these data types, I have to divide by using commas. And next, I have to keep all these columns in closed parentheses and I have to close with semicolon. This is how we will construct the student table. In the next step, we have to fill the records. How we will fill the records? By using columns, the column which data type it is handling. By using that, we are going to fill the records. Can you tell me for particular column which data type it is handling? For suppose if I take student table, in student table we have different columns, right? For student ID, which data type can you give? For student name, which data type can you give? If you have to tell this, first we have to complete data types concept. In data types, how many different types of data we have? All those things if I cover, then finally you have to tell me which column is going to handle which data type. In MySQL, we have 3 different data types. In that first one is numeric data type, string data type, and date and time data type. Let us start with the first one, numeric data type. Numeric data type will handle all numeric values which are in the form of whole numbers, fractions, any type of number can be handled by numeric data types. In numeric data type, we have so many different data types. We have to decide which data type we have to use for the particular column. Except for bits, numeric data type is allocated in the form of signed and unsigned values. Here we have a general formula to find range for particular data type by using bits and bytes. If n bits are allocated, the minimum value will be minus 2 power n minus 1. If n bits are allocated, the maximum value will be plus 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. The range for all this is minus 2 power n minus 1 to plus 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. Now I'll take one data type tiny int. This tiny int I will use in the formula, and by using that I will find the range for signed and unsigned values. Let me create one table. In this table we have type and bytes and also minimum signed value, maximum signed value, minimum unsigned value and maximum unsigned value. First I'll take data type as tiny int. For tiny int, how many bytes we have? 1 byte. 1 byte equal to how many bits? 8 bits. This 8 bits I am going to use in the formula. For signed value and unsigned value, I am finding the range, right? Now what is that range? Minus 2 power n minus 1 to plus 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. Now instead of n, I have to keep 8, which is nothing but minus 2 power 8 minus 1 to plus 2 power 8 minus 1 minus 1. Now what is minus 2 power 7? 2 power 7 is nothing but 128. Now 2 power 8 minus 1 they have told, which is nothing but 128 minus 1 or not? 128 minus 1 means what? 127. Now the range is minus 128 to 127. Now here signed value I am taking. Minimum signed value is how much? Minus 128. Maximum signed value is how much? Plus 127. Now unsigned values I have to take. Minimum unsigned value is how much? 0. Maximum unsigned value is how much? Plus 255. This is the proper way of using formula for this particular data type. Here you can see the proper table where we have the complete numeric data types. In this first one is tiny int. The length is 1 and minimum signed value is minus 128 and maximum signed value is plus 127. Minimum unsigned value is 0 and maximum unsigned value is 255. And the next one is small int. The length for this is 2. Minimum signed value is minus 32,768 and maximum unsigned value is plus 32,767. Unsigned value minimum is 0 and unsigned value maximum is 65,535. And the next one is medium int. The length for this is 3. These are the values for the medium int. And the next one is int. The length is 4 and these are the values for the int. And the next one is big int. The length for the big int is 8 and these are the values for the big int. Next we have float and length for float is 4 and the values for the float is these values. Next we have final one, double, and the length for double is 8 and these are the values for the double. Here depends on the range, you have to select the data type. For suppose if you take column as age, then what data type you have to select? You have to select tiny int, because our age will be less than 128, it will be in between 0 to 128 or 0 to 255 or not. Yes. For suppose if I take mobile number, the range will be what? It can be big int or int also. Now how you have to select? You have to select depends on the requirement, depends on the value what you are going to give for the column. You have to select for the particular column which data type is suitable. I hope all of you understood completely on the numeric data type. The next data type is strings. In strings, we are going to store the data in the form of characters, strings, or mixture of numbers and characters. Here in strings, we can also store the data in the form of binary sets, and also you can fill images, videos, and any types of files also. Now different data types in strings which we are seeing in the table. Here in the table you can see type, range, and description. First we will start with the first data type, character. The range for character data type is 0 to 255 characters. In the description is it contains non-binary strings, and also the length is fixed as you declare in the creating a table. When stored, they are right padded with spaces to specific length. And the next data type is varchar. The range for varchar data type is 0 to 65,535 characters. For this, it contains non-binary strings and also columns, variables, length strings. Now, the next one is tiny blob or tiny text. The length can be formed from 0 to 255 characters. Here, tiny blob is used for storing the video files, and tiny text is used for storing the bigger files like resume. Such type of files you can store in the tiny text. Now here, by using string data type, we will see how we can use the data types in string, char and varchar. I'll take one better example to make you understand more about the difference between character data type and varchar data type. For suppose if I take one column as name. Now for this name I will allocate two data types. I will show you the difference between character and varchar. Now name is the column name. If I use character data type for this, for suppose if I give one record as Naresh. Now in character data type I have to give the how much space it is going to occupy. Now what is my column name? My column name is name. And character, what is the range? 10 is the range. Now immediately after telling that, 10 blocks will be allocated here. After allocation of 10 blocks, here I am going to fill that blocks with my name, which is nothing but records. Now what is my name? Naresh. Naresh will be allocated in those blocks. Now here in character data type, after allocating Naresh, how much space is left? 4 blocks of space is left, which is wasted. Next, we have varchar data type. In the same way, for varchar data type also, I'll be doing the same thing. Now, what is the column name? Column name is name, varchar. The range will be 10. Now, if I give the range as 10, in the same way, the 10 blocks of memory will be allocated in the varchar also. Now, what is the record I am going to fill? I am going to fill it with Naresh. Now, immediately after telling that, how much blocks is there? 4 blocks of memory is there. That 4 blocks of memory will be not wasted in varchar. Why? Because that 4 blocks of memory, the varchar is going to use for the future data. It means it is going to give back for the memory again, and the memory is going to use the same data again in future. This is the difference between character and varchar. Here I will take two columns as name and PAN number. For suppose if I take name, for name which data type I can give, which string data type I can give as varchar, because if I give varchar for that, we can allocate 10 memory, yes or no, 10 blocks of memory. I can use Naresh if Naresh is few letters, and if I use bigger names also, the memory will be allocated in that blocks and the memory will not get wasted. For suppose if I take PAN number is fixed in length or not, yes or no, you have to allocate only 10 blocks for that, you cannot give more than that, yes or no. If you have particular length, fixed length, then you can use character data type, where we are using it for PAN number. This is how you have to select the column, select the data type for which column you have to use. Now finally, the last one is date and time data type. Now in this date and time data type, this is the table that which we are going to use. In this table we have type, range and display format. The type is date and the range is, this is the range that what you are seeing in the table, and this is the display format. And next we have time. This is the range for time and this is the display format for time. And the next one is date and time data type. Now this is the range for date and time and this is the display format for data time. And finally we have year. The range for this year is, this is what you are seeing on the table, and next the display format is years. Now let us see one example to know about this date. For suppose if I take one date as 12th February 1996, how it will be stored in the format? It will be in the form of year, month and day. Now first, what is the year? 1996. And what is the month? 02 is the month. And what is the day? 12 is the day. This is the format which we are going to use for date. And next we have time. For suppose if I take 3:30, what will be the format? It will be 15:30:00 seconds. This is the time format which we are using in this concept. In the same way, for date, time, 12th February 1996, 3:30, if I give, first what I have to give? 1996, 02, next 12. And what will be the time? The time will be 15:30:00 seconds. And finally we have year. Now for suppose if I have 1996, the year format will be 1996 itself. Hope all of you understood the complete concept of data types. I have already discussed with you, right? Now for student table, what are the data types you have to give? Now you can answer all those things in the comment box. If you like the video, please like the video and share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel Brilliant Minds. Thank you all for watching Brilliant Minds.